This is your daily briefing, and you are most welcome to it. Fabio Romero is carrying a fresh quote from Cristian Romero. You try that after 3 points. The centre-back's flying into London to join Spurs as expected and says, "I only wanted Spurs because I really like this project. Paratici and the whole club wanted me, and I'll give my best. Premier League is the best way to continue my career." I think the last sentence is probably bang on the money, but whether Tottenham, with so much shifting of sands to still go on, what is the proper squad going to look like by the time we actually face Manchester City on the opening day of the season? I think it's a brave move by Romero, and I look forward to him arriving, but I think there's a lot of moving parts involved. And yeah, very brave. Dan Kilpatrick is running with the commentary on the story of the day, possibly the week. I think this, though, will get itself resolved, and I just don't think Spurs are in the equation. Last summer, Kane agitated for a move away from Spurs, but City had their sights set firmly on Lionel Messi, which contributed to Kane's decision to stay at his boyhood club for a further season. I'm not sure about the accuracy of that. I think that last season was Kane's, let's give it one more go. PSG have got to be calling for this Barcelona boy, haven't they? I think it's the most natural fit. I think it's far more of a natural fit than some sort of payday at City or even Spurs, if Levy wanted to revisit where he found the Gareth Bale salary from. And I just think it's a better fit in France. Sources, and this is from Football Insider, and they're saying that Tottenham are submitting a new bid for Bologna defender Takehiro Tomiyasu this week. Football Insider can exclusively reveal Spurs called a halt to the pursuit of the defender while he competed for Japan at the Olympics. I'm not sure they actually called a halt. I got a feeling that the thing kind of just stagnated because the boy couldn't do anything. He couldn't leave. Tottenham sources told Football Insider that the club are reigniting their interest with a fresh offer of 17 million. Fresh it may be, but it's not 20 million, and that was the sticking point before. So unless something seismic has happened, this is one for those that have been whooping and hooping over the signing of Brian Hill. According to La Repubblica, Spurs have also presented a first offer for Damsgaard. The figure is important, higher than 20 million euros, but lower than what was requested. According to the newspaper, a good starting point would be 30 million, but the actual asking amount is 40 million. So it just seems a little bit implausible. But it puts in perspective the signing of Gil because he's 20, and himself and Sonny and Damsgaard, they all operate in the same space. That's the reality, and one of them is 20. Damsgaard, I think, is 21 if my memory serves me correctly, and so I would just presume that he would edge it. Also, he's going to cost more money, or they're asking for more money than they were for the Spanish lad. Harry Kane, this is really messy now. We're talking about that Webster agreement thing whereby there's a mechanism whereby Harry can get out of Spurs. Kane can force a move to Manchester City by buying himself out of his contract thanks to the Webster ruling. Kane is still only 28. He signed a 6-year contract at Tottenham in 2018, but that was when he was aged 24. So technically, Kane can look to enforce Article 17, which is the relevant piece of the statute, and buy himself out. I would suggest that it is highly unlikely that he'll do that. Ballpark, back of a fag packet maths, that would look at him maybe trying to have to find 40 million quid. I'm sure Manchester City would assist with that. But and there was a good point made in the Sun newspaper here, and they obviously spoke to a lawyer, and they said that the whole thing looked like it could be a bit of a fiasco if it went that far. Tottenham could likely cite tortuous interference and inducement, and what American sports call tampering. Kane But yeah, Spurs could claim losses from Kane. The whole thing, I just think this will get resolved. I can't see. I think anybody who thinks Harry Kane's going to come back and say, "Oh, yeah, sorry guys, I was just having a bit of a holiday." I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be happening. I think that he is stepping back from the madness of the whole thing, and I think we'll get an announcement in the next week or so. So legal action, a whirlwind of pain, highly improbable is my guess. I think this is going to be a lot about damage limitation for Levy and wanting to be seen to not be the chairman that always sells his best players, which is what he is. Alistair Gold with a inadvertently funny one for us to finish on. Tanguy Ndombele is disappointed by the likely departure of Serge Aurier and Moussa Sissoko. My prediction is that the great lummox will be even more disappointed when the fans are let back in and they let him know if he isn't delivering for us. This guy cost a lot of money, and I think we're all a little bit tired with the backstory. Right, that's me for today. I don't think there's going to be any more about. I know I keep saying that. I need to change my closing pitch. But what I would say is, if you like it, thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe, all that jazz. And don't forget, keep it Tottenham.